welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be covering things that may be ruining your mental health, or habits that you may not be thinking of that are destroying your mental state. So all the tips in this video were researched, so I'll have all the links below to all the websites that I used to gather information for this video. And so let's get into it. So the first habit that can be detrimental to mental health is perfectionism, because I've dealt with this myself, because I am a perfectionist. I like to have everything perfect and make sure everything is in line, but of course, as we all know, like, perfectionism, it just leads to you chasing an ever-moving product. But I don't feel like we truly understand what we're doing when we do strive, or when we do dig into our perfectionism, for all my perfectionists out there, because what we're doing is we're setting ourselves up to fail and not be satisfied with what we put out, no matter what we put out. So it's important to check this, to really think about, like, when you're frustrated with a project you're working on, or you're frustrated with something that you're doing, really think about why you're frustrated. And if you're frustrated because, like, you genuinely think you can input more, or are you frustrated because you're trying to attain something that cannot be achieved? So think about it, because this can really be detrimental to mental health, and it can really cause you to lose motivation over time. So the next habit that is just eating at your mental health, especially as students, is poor sleep. Like, I hear this all the time. People are like, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead, or no. No, like, listen, at the end of the day, our bodies need sleep. Our bodies need to recover from all the studying that we're doing, and trust me, I'm also guilty of this, because I would pull all-nighters for like a week straight, but it's not good for you. So every time that you're feeling yourself getting tired and you want to push through, just think to yourself, is my brain telling me to stop right now? And if your brain is telling you to stop, like, if you have something due, like the next day or something like that, then obviously that's different. But if you feel like you're just overdoing it, or you feel like you're all of a sudden you're constantly tired, or you're not focusing right, or you're not concentrating right, I mean, that can be a multitude of things. So definitely seek a doctor if that is getting to that serious point. But if you feel that your energy levels is always just depleting, definitely catch up on your sleep. Your body will thank you for it. The next mental health killer is constant multitasking, and I feel like this is a little bit more understood now, but I feel like not everyone truly gets how damaging multitasking can be, because at the end of the day, we were not made to multitask, and so what our minds are actually doing is just switching between tasks really quickly. And so if we're switching back and forth all the time, you're gonna get tired, and it's gonna cause burnout. And so to avoid burnout, just focus on one task at a time and put all your energy into it. Don't have like too much distractions in the background. Of course, if you can control that, because we can't always control our environment. Zone in on what you're doing as much as you can, and then switch when you've got to a good state with the first thing, then you switch to the next thing, just so that your mind is not switching back and forth all the time. The next thing on the list that is probably not doing good for your mental health is comfort foods. Comfort foods, it's kind of like it's a slippery slope, because at the end of the day, sometimes we do deserve a break and to just indulge, but there's times when if you indulge too much, it can actually negatively affect you. So foods, especially foods that are high in sugar and highly processed, those can have very negative effects on your mental. So it's especially bad for you if you have them in the morning, because they can cause you to crash. Like, if you're having donuts in the morning, or you're having like sugary stuff in the morning, it can lead to you crashing. And if you do that constantly and you're constantly crashing throughout the day, it's a recipe for disaster. So with comfort food, I would say yes, use it as a reward, because we need to treat ourselves from time to time, but definitely try to balance it out and be careful of when you're having them so you don't crash. So the last one on this list what can be contributing to draining your mental health, and that is manipulative friends, manipulative family, a manipulative partner, whatever it is. The thing with manipulation, I'm glad that there's more videos, especially on YouTube, about trying to recognize and see if you are being manipulated, because that can really drain you, especially if you can't necessarily like pinpoint like what is draining you. Like maybe you will spend some time with a certain person and then all of a sudden you'll feel yourself kind of like everything kind of just drops, but you can't really pinpoint why. So definitely keep in mind a record of how you're feeling throughout the day and how you feel after you interact with certain people, and just make sure that you really examine that and examine the reason why you feel drained after interacting with certain people, talking with certain people. And again, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about realizing if someone is manipulating you. And so when you pinpoint the people that are draining you of your energy, I would say definitely check out those videos to try to figure out if that's what's going on, because it's something that it's very hidden in the subconscious. Like we don't necessarily think about it all the time unless you just fully know that that person's manipulated, but you don't know how to cut them off. That's a whole different thing. But when you're not realizing that manipulation is what's happening, like if the person is gaslighting you and always putting the blame on you, if the person is always playing victim, if the person is only hitting you up when they want something, if the list goes on. And so again, definitely check out those videos, trying to figure out if there are people in your life that are manipulating you, so that you can at least try to create some distance so that you can just protect your own mental state. Thank you for watching. So of course, if you have any tips of your own, or if you have anything that you've realized that has been detrimental to your own mental health, definitely comment it down below. And I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're all staying safe and that you're all doing okay mentally, physically, emotionally. Okay, so that is it. See you